It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show. There's a reason rappers can turn any story into a hit track. Just like there's a reason Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm with over 1,000 attorneys and more than 100 offices nationwide. If you've been seriously injured in an accident, your case could be worth millions. But the truth is, a lot of people either don't file at all or get taken advantage of by insurance companies. When you hire Morgan & Morgan, it's like hiring a legal army that has your back. If you're injured because of someone else's negligence, you deserve to be paid. No shortcuts, no lowball offers. In fact, they've secured some major verdicts in the past. For example, in Florida, they got a victim who was in a life-altering car crash, $12 million. 34 times the highest insurance offer. They got another victim in Philadelphia, $26 million. 40 times the highest insurance offer. Not all law firms are created equal. Morgan & Morgan is the biggest for a reason. They will fight for the biggest award possible and have won a lot. So if you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless you win. That's right, no upfront costs. They only get paid if you get paid. You can start your claim now by clicking the link in the description or by scanning the QR code on screen from your phone's camera. Again, if you find yourself injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Don't say I never told you nothing, man. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well this afternoon, going into the evening. In this video, we're going to be talking about 21 Savage. He has a new album out, which we're not going to get into in this video. I have not listened to it yet. But he also has a new interview that came out last night with Big Bank. As y'all know, Big Bank is, like an OG in Atlanta, and he's been doing a lot of interviews with rappers from the city, those that have established themselves and those that are lesser established on his platform, to talk about the state of the game, the state of Atlanta, the state of the streets, all of this different type of stuff. And he put out a 3-hour interview with 21 Savage last night. I still have not seen the entirety of the 3 hours. I've seen about half of it up to this point, but there are, of course, a couple of parts that are making their rounds on the internet that we're going to get into in this particular video. But before we start that, I want to just go ahead and say, today's going to be the day, it's going to be the day. But today's going to be the day, it's going to be the day. I have finally fulfilled my obligation. Y'all should know what I'm talking about. And starting this weekend, we will be back to regularly scheduled programming with the intros that y'all are accustomed to receiving on Inside the Industry with J Nolan. You know what I'm saying? We did what we did. We had our partnership. We made it do what it do. Lucrative partnership, by the way. But we'll be moving forward. All right. So let's get into this 21 Savage situation. So, of course, at some point it was expected. Honestly, I didn't expect it, that he would talk about the Drake and Kendrick battle, right? Everybody that's close to either party is getting asked. If you cool with Drake, if you cool with Kendrick, you do an interview, somebody's going to ask you how you feel about the situation because you're too close for comfort to not have an opinion at all. And his opinion was, I won't even say his opinion, but his perspective was that he actually warned Drake not to get into the battle with Kendrick at all, right? So, of course, Like That is the song that jumped off the actual battle to the public. Of course, we know First Person Shooter was a subliminal. It was a microaggression. It was poking the bear. But we didn't fully know the ramifications of that situation. We didn't know if it was really going to be what it was going to be. We knew Cole came out pounding his chest and said he felt like Muhammad Ali and all that type of stuff and threw his name in the pot. And we heard, Drake, big as the what, and how he was chasing the Michael Jackson record and all that different type of stuff. But we didn't know if it was going to be a return fire situation. So Like That comes out and takes the world by storm, takes everybody by surprise, right? Surprise feature, the whole nine. And throws the world off its axis. It's been off its axis for about a year and a half, you know? So he says he warned Drake not to do it. Because remember, Drake was finishing up the biggest the what? All a Blur tour. So when it came out, he started doing on stage rants like, can't no nigga fuck with me. Who the fuck you thinking fuck with me? I ain't got no worries about none of this shit. Can't nobody fuck with me. So he started putting, and I know he does those speeches at the end of his shows and stuff like that, but he definitely went from 0 to 100, nigga, real quick. Real fucking quick. You know what I'm saying? In a different type of manner. And we knew the inspiration behind that shit. And we knew he couldn't wait to get back in the studio and try to take this on. You know, some people like to paint the narrative that Kendrick Lamar wanted this battle so bad and couldn't wait for it. But let's be fucking clear. Drake wanted to show the world that he could take out Kendrick Lamar. That's what he wanted to do. That was his ultimate objective. You know what I'm saying? Because if he was the so-called number one guy, and statistically we can say that at bare minimum, for all this time, why was he not content? Why didn't he ride off into the sunset? 21 Savage seems to feel the same way. You know? But he wanted to prove the point that he could do this, that he could say, because he had already been saying, if I would have stayed on some conscious shit, I could take all of your fans and all of this different type of stuff. So he felt that that was his last infinity stone that he really needed to cement himself was with Kendrick. And it had been brewing for over a decade. 21 said, reconsider, read some litter. Sure on the subject. You sure, nigga? Fuck it. Because he was immovable on the situation, but he felt like there was no way he was going to win. Now, of course, 21 Savage ain't going to say, ain't no way you going to win because you can't rap with him. But he says there's no way you can win because you're already the top guy, which feeds Drake's ego. That makes sense. Why would he say Kendrick's a better rapper than him? I mean, that would be too real for TV and too real for their, surface level friendship. So let's go ahead and play the video.
Look at that shit like that. I don't know. I told that nigga not to even do all that shit anyway. Told that nigga leave that shit alone. But goddamn, he felt like he was being challenged lyrically, so he wanted to respond. And people chose who they. You know what I told Drake? He called me one of them days, or I called him. I think this was after the first song, the song with Metro them. And I said, goddamn. I said, you finna go into a battle that you can't win.
You can't
like, there's
win.
no way you can win.
What you mean?
When you, no matter what, bruh, certain situations, even if you win, you still don't win. Like, the what he would have got if people would have quote unquote say he won, because I don't really look at like who won or who lost if nigga I'm still being screened the most. Like, so, but people say like, oh, Kendrick won. Kendrick a good ass rapper though. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And some of his songs was hard.
Yeah.
But goddamn, Drake, I like Drake songs too.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? But I feel like the only difference is when you're at the top, when you the number one nigga, where does winning put you?
Yeah.
You can't go like number 1.1.
See, what I don't like about the way that he's positioning this is, did 21 Savage tell Drake not to go into the battle with Meek Mill when he was so-called the number one guy? Did 21 Savage tell him not to go into the battle with Pusha T when he was so-called the number one guy? These niggas is smaller than Kendrick, both of them, combined. So who was warning Drake not to go into those battles as the number one guy? You can't get no bigger. But when it comes to Kendrick, it still don't matter. The nigga you've been going back and forth with all this time, the stakes, there's no stakes there. There's nothing to gain. Right. Okay.
So how the fuck could you win anyway? That's what I told him. Like how can you win?
It's ego involved though. Niggas ain't going.
It's definitely ego, and it's just some niggas just love Drake. Really love this shit. Like and Kendrick really love to rap. I don't really give a fuck about rapping like that. Like I do, but
We can tell.
I don't at the same time. Not to that point where goddamn I want to just like a nigga dissing me ain't gonna inspire me to make no song. I'm gonna do something else to your ass. But some niggas, that shit like that it do something to them. Like, why nigga think who you think he? Ooh. But I don't know, bro. I feel like the internet just be ready to tear niggas down, man. Cause I be even seeing that shit about me, and I be seeing that shit about Baby, and I be like, bro, on my mama, bro, I really feel like Baby shit he been.
I halfway agree with him on the point of the internet being ready to tear niggas down. I do think people do be a little bit too eager to just completely tarnish a motherfucker from wherever they at to zero, like bankruptcy. You can't eat, you can't feed your kid, you can't afford a car, junior goddamn burger or nothing, you know what I'm saying? But on the same token, some niggas be deserving it, you know what I'm saying? Like, some shit do be way out of pocket. So I think people are just having a hard time adjusting to like what's justified versus what might not be.
Dropping hard as a motherfucker.
It is.
Like, what the fuck are y'all talking about?
They just want to. They tired of seeing flexing.
They want to tell. They want to tell the top niggas down.
Yeah, nah, for sure.
So
they come with it.
How can you win a battle when niggas want you to lose it? Even if you win, you lose.
Yeah.
No matter what. Even if Kendrick never responded, man. If Drake just dropped songs and goddamn Kendrick never responded or nothing, he still don't win because his position didn't change. He was already the top nigga.
Yeah, but that shit sound different when them folk got down playing your shit at the Super Bowl. But this song, that shit hit different.
Yes.
I
guess.
That shit hit different. Like, hey, you know, numbers don't lie. But shit, bro. That shit gotta feel a certain type of way, boy.
What you talking about to hear?
We gotta stop this numbers don't lie bullshit too. Hold on, Big Bank. We gotta stop that, man. Number one, how can we say numbers don't lie when Drake was the one who's claiming numbers is lying? Numbers don't lie, but for you, they are. But for me, it's all authentic, baby. Then we come and find out, allegedly, I must say, you done faked 300 million streams on one platform. The numbers is lying. Why would you even speculate that the numbers is lying if you ain't been a recipient of them lying? Otherwise, what made you say that his numbers weren't accurate? You know what I'm saying? It's a popular song. There was nowhere this nigga could go naturally without hearing it. So much so that they had to start threatening DJs, particularly in Houston where his his OG is, and saying, hey, we're not playing that song. When Drake is in town, when Drake is around, when Drake is anywhere to be found, we got to turn that down, okay? So let's be clear. Kendrick ain't made none of them type of calls to our knowledge. He ain't never said, hey man, don't play Family Matters when I walk around here. Niggas ain't had no interest in playing Family Matters when he walk around. Only niggas we seen that even wanted to play like that was them little OVO boys, the little book club niggas that let's have a pizza party outside the show. And then they got their ass on camera talking about, man, no, nobody showed up. Where's the people? Canceled that bitch. And then niggas was like, man, I want my money back. That's the only niggas we seen eager to even try to play like that. It's a bunch of fucking twerps. Anyway, let's keep going.
Hear a nigga diss you at a Super Bowl?
Kendrick been a great artist all this time or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he ain't had that look. That Drake diss run look been his biggest look.
Drake couldn't get that from him.
Facts.
Has not been his biggest look though. We gotta be real about the situation. We gotta be serious about that damn album. Much bigger album than GNX. You know what I'm saying? Culturally, this run has been unstoppable. But this not even the biggest moment of Kendrick's career. And that be the funny shit. Like, all he really doing is tapping back into a frequency that he had already been familiar with. You know what I mean? That he was, if you ask me, attempting to shy away from with Mr. Morale. Because he said when he got the Grammy for it, you know, I'm aiming to be underground. So he was shying away from trying to be in the spotlight, which I know is always going to be somebody. Yeah, here you go. Here you go making excuses. Go look up the speech. Go look up the actual history of this shit. Anyway, we'll keep going.
That's my point was.
Yeah. You saying he should have just left it alone?
He would have just been looking like he tearing a good nigga that mind their business down.
So the folk really
That's fair.
want to see the underdog
The
win.
shit
But when
rigged,
you win,
man.
they want to tear you down.
It's rigged, man.
Yeah.
Even if Drake won, he would have been the bad guy for winning.
Yeah.
That's a lie.
He would have still been like, man, fuck that. Because Kendrick one of them rappers. Like goddamn, he know how to say like different shit, like writing shit. You get what I'm saying? Like J. Cole like that. They could consider them like the holy
MCs, bro.
MCs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
MCs.
Master
So,
what is it?
MC really can't
ceremony.
lose. You can't lose if you an MC for real. But Drake an MC for real, but he goddamn make hits too.
He a hybrid.
So it's different. So it's like goddamn niggas look at
But
him.
he-
Ain't no. See, this is the shit that pisses me off. Don't be trying to. And I understand the separation between Drake, Kendrick, and Cole, but you're basically trying to make it seem like Drake is the only nigga that got hits that knows how to rap, or at least presents himself as if he knows how to rap. Because again, you got your raps written for you, bro. It calls into question a lot. But you can't say, oh, but he got hits too. Now, of course, he has a lot of hits. He has more hits on paper. But don't just say he got hits too. Like, they don't. Like, we wouldn't have a big three if all three weren't delivering on all cylinders. That's the whole point of the big three. That's why we won't probably have another so-called big three to fill their shoes, because hip-hop is so disjointed. It's so niche. It's so nuanced now, to where, and even in the structure in which niggas that know how to rap write their songs, they clearly are not even aiming for mainstream love. They want the mainstream love, but they don't want to make any adjustments to their music to achieve it. So, and we'll talk about that on another subject, because it was addressed in this interview, this conversation about the lack of superstars coming up in hip hop. And I always say it's a music problem. And I think it also goes into personas and characters and stuff like that, that people don't necessarily buy into, which is also a major factor too. We'll continue.
He was an MC.
Nah, Meek was Meek a MC, but he really wasn't them type MCs, bro. Meek ain't made just going in there just making no super like 9-minute song where he just like goddamn saying crazy metaphors the whole time and shit. Meek
you said,
is
I
like a
think it's
trench
timing.
MC.
It's timing.
MC he's like Meek is a for the streets MC. He know how to be like MC enough, but it's on some street shit. That's why we hold him to the standard that we hold him. But he ain't like Kendrick and Cole.
Kendrick and Cole like up there with Nas and
I ain't even talking about like big shit. I'm talking about like just the what the culture view their lyrical or their pen as.
You got Jid
Type
and you
shit.
got Meek. They two different type of rappers.
Yeah, like Jid like that.
yeah.
And them type niggas, they automatically are like, the culture is protective over them anyway,
Yeah.
just by default. Cause like they doing some shit that the general culture don't really do no more.
Yeah.
Drake automatically was gonna be motherfuckers wanted Drake to lose anyway. Like no matter what, I ain't saying he lost, cause to me, nigga, if I go through all that, and all these people say they turned against me or whatever, and I'm still the #1 stream rapper, I didn't lose. To me, that's just. But people have different motives of what they do this shit for. That's my.
That's a weak explanation. People just wanted Drake to lose. Well, what about all of the so-called? what about the biggest fan base, so-called? If the nigga is the most streamed, biggest rapper, biggest fan base, if their word is law, then they could have willed him to win. If it's about what niggas wanted, it ain't about what niggas wanted. It's about what happened. It's about what happened, nigga. Like, and I can say that objectively as a nigga. Like, people always put me in this K-bot category. I refuse. When the battle was live, and there's people here that were here during the battle when the songs were dropping, and I couldn't even play them shits on the channel. I literally had to react after hearing this shit. I came on here and said, look, I'm a bigger fan of Kendrick Lamar than Drake. But if Drake wins or Drake puts a song out that's bumping, then I'm going to report as such. It ain't no point in taking place in the competition if the other competitor can't do nothing to contribute to the competition. You might as well not have it at all, which I guess 21 Savage already felt that way, perhaps. But no. Now, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that, you know, because I did catch some flack for it, for making those statements. But again, like if we go into the NBA Finals and it's a 7-game series and a nigga put up a fight and win 3 games, I gotta say the nigga won 3 games. You might have lost the chip, nigga, but you won 3 games. I took you all 7, goddamn. That's not what happened in this situation. But I'm just saying, we gotta acknowledge what happens in real life. We can't allow our perspective and our personal bias to overtake what's really happening in front of our faces. So I don't like that perspective of, oh, he couldn't have won.
Hey, I want to be the top screen nigga, so shit. But goddamn, what I'm saying is, no matter what, he couldn't win. That was a rigged. It was rigged. I'm not saying that Kendrick rigged it or no shit like that. I'm just saying, just the culture and people and the world. It was a lose-lose situation. If you win, shit, you really ain't say nothing like that anyway, though. Them bars was really weak. Like, that would have been you know what I'm saying? They would have came up with a way to discredit him, basically, what I'm saying.
Because he already on top.
But how could you, I mean, yes, there's some people that would say that. But how could you say that if a nigga won? Because in order to even make that statement of, oh, he won, but that nigga ain't really say nothing, there would still have to be a general consensus that the nigga won. Y'all just not willing to tell Drake, and this is not even a 21 Savage thing. This is the industry. This is his friends. This is his producers. This is the niggas that's writing for him currently, like, or whoever's working with him. Like, y'all are not pushing that man to evolve, to grow, to get better. If his best raps came out 5 years ago, 8 years ago, 12 years ago, then that's just what the fuck it is. You got out rap, nigga. And you tried to build a narrative and you got out narratived at the same fucking time. A direction the nigga told you not to go. Really, really tired of relitigating this shit. But damn.
Exactly.
Like you said, you ain't no 1.1. Nah, you right
Exactly.
about that, man. So you think that shit that'll ever be back? Cool.
Drake and Kendrick? I don't know. I ain't never had no conversation with Drake about Kendrick, about like how he feel about Kendrick. How he talked about to me was about like just the songs and just like we'll say little shit or whatever, but just like how he feel about him, I don't know. And I ain't never met Kendrick. I don't know Kendrick. I never talked to him. So goddamn, I don't know really like what type of nigga he is to know like if he would want to goddamn ever be back cool.
Fair answer at the end. Little cap, but fair. I mean, he still has an active relationship with Drake. Drake is on the new album, What Happened to the Streets. So, I mean, I guess that's as objective as he possibly could be given his position. I know some people would love to hear 21 Savage just go in and be completely honest and smack that nigga upside his head. But we'll probably never see that day. Now, also in the interview, he touched briefly on the status of Metro Boomin, which I did find, I wouldn't say surprising. We've already kind of been seeing some remnants of this, but he kind of spoke on Metro Boomin possibly being open to reconcile with Drake. And allegedly Drake has sent multiple apologies to Metro Boomin.
I see Drake shot y'all on a song like you based on a nigga that be tapping in with him.
Right.
How you keep that relationship like that instead of getting on, getting at the table?
I don't never think I ain't never really been at no table, man.
I'm just asking, bro. I'm just asking, like, you know how, like,
I fuck with Drake. Me and Drake it's just the relationship keep itself, just like me and Metro.
So did you
I tried to get them together.
What happened?
Long before all this shit happened.
What happened?
You know, some niggas just Metro felt how he felt. Metro felt a certain type of way about something. Drake told me and Metro that he understood where he was wrong and he apologized multiple times. But I feel like Metro just felt how he felt. But I feel like now Metro is kind of more open-minded. I feel like he like, I don't know, I feel like Metro been through a lot. So, like, I feel like sometimes the shit just don't be the right time. But I feel like in the future, the near future, we'll see them work together again.
Do you think the damage is done? Do you think, like,
No.
Drake took a hit?
Do I think he took a hit?
Yeah.
Nah. He's still the #1 stream nigga this year.
Yeah.
I feel like he took an internet hit. But then it'd be like, damn, did you take an internet hit? Because streaming, you got to go on the internet to stream.
All right. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I feel like the fact that he said in the near future, Drake and Metro coming back together, it sounds like it's already done. It sounds like it's already been recorded. It might be on this fucking Iceman album for all we know. Because 21 Savage typically ain't the one that's gonna come out and speak on nobody else's situation if he don't really know what it is. We saw clearly he said he don't know how Drake and Kendrick could possibly move forward. He don't know Kendrick, ain't spoke to Kendrick, and probably never will. But that was like a lot of optimism, especially to say near future. So that's interesting to me, especially the way that Metro carried it. Right, it's one thing if everything remained behind the scenes and we never like learned that Metro really had an issue with Drake or that there was really something that involved his mom and the situation and dude was being callous toward the situation or whatever the case may be. But he came out on the internet and hinted multiple times that he had issues with Drake. And if I say what it really is, everybody gonna look crazy and all this different type of shit. But now we're hearing a different tone. I fuck with Metro, and I think he actually can make better music than what it is that he puts out based on his taste level. Because I remember seeing the $1 Million Worth of Game episode where Metro did like a sample beat for Gilly to rap on. I was like, damn, I didn't even know he had that in his arsenal like that. So I think he could really be putting out way better material and getting with way better rappers, honestly. For the material. We still waiting on the Jed project. But yeah, I find that to be interesting. So I think that just softened the blow for whenever they come out with a new song, new single, or what have you. You heard it from Savage already. That's how I feel about the situation. Now again, the interview is 3 hours in full. So there's so many different things that they talk about, from the Young Thug to the Gunna to Atlanta affairs, his upbringing, snitching, what's not snitching, what qualifies, I guess when it's okay to tell on somebody versus when it ain't, or how you do it. All of that different stuff is addressed in the interview. But again, those were the key points that I wanted to hone in on. They've been making their rounds on the internet, circulating very, very rapidly. So I definitely wanted to make sure we had to talk about that. Don't agree with him, but again, he's still cool with Drake, still making music with Drake. What else do we really expect? But let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider, and I will catch y'all on the next one, all right? Much love and respect, y'all. Peace. Yeah, family over fame in this bitch, yeah. The glory of living righteous is setting in. My street knowledge and education's a perfect blend. Young mogul, independent, I've been setting trends. The first one from my family to be faithfully wed. Fuck niggas and the horses that they riding on. I see this shit from all angles like a polygon. I'm never politicking, the drama be piling on. Father and greats unacknowledged like I'm Bobby Bonds. Conversation with my lady about the paper route. 5 sit bank accounts, every day I make it count. They down talking my commentary for hating now. Well, I can take it cause I'm bodying your favorite now, please. I can do this shit in my sleep. I been writing for these niggas, y'all read it and weep. I been fighting these niggas if you speak on the street. I turn your birthday party into New Year's Eve. Don't let me take it there, we ain't playing fair. This the ATL, Southside nigga moving furniture like Wayfair. Life on hold, no insurance for your healthcare. Lifeline gone, so you wanna be a millionaire? Well, let me tell you about this world I built. The women I dodged, the niggas that I read for filth. The sympathy cause consulting for the stacks I built. I had